What up, everybody? I don't really consider myself to be the biggest Pokemon fan in the world. I consider myself to be more of a casual Pokemon fan when it's all said and done. You see, I didn't really start getting into the Pokemon games until the Switch. Sorry, I put my phone on the charger real quick because it's about to die. But anyway, though, back to what I was saying. I don't consider myself to be the biggest Pokemon fan because I'm not. But and I didn't start getting into the Pokemon series until the Switch. I got Shield. I've got the what was it called? Shining Pearl. I've got Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Legends Arceus or whatever it's called. Those are pretty much the only Pokemon games I have at the moment. I was thinking at one point in time of getting that one new Pokemon Legends game they just released a while back, but quite frankly, the game looks like shovelware. And it takes place in just one area instead of having multiple areas that you can explore like what we had with Pokemon Legends Arceus. Not to mention the fact that they announced DLC for the game before the game is even released. Told me that they're going to half-ass the game like crazy just to abuse a DLC. So at that point I just won't buy it out of principle, So yeah. But nonetheless though, at the end of the day, what I'm getting at with this is they have released the latest, or I guess I can't really call it latest, but they have re-released, rather, on the digital store a couple of old Pokemon games from the Game Boy era. And they're charging $20 a pop for it. You ought to see the unnecessary backlash and unnecessary hate and everything they're receiving. People are acting as if they're charging like a full $70 for it or $80 for it, like what they have with all their other games that they've been releasing for the Switch too. Well, they did the bare minimum. It looks just like the Game Boy. I'll tell you one thing right now. With the amount of people I see complaining about this, I gotta say, I never got the chance to play that Pokemon game. But it kind of makes me wonder, was it really that good of a game if people were really, bitching about the price of it? Just saying, $20 for a game. If you really have a problem with that, then the game must have not been that good to begin with. I've got on Amazon and I've seen how much it would cost to buy a used copy of that game for the Game Boy, and it's around a little over $200 at this point. Not to mention how much it would cost to buy a Game Boy, because most people don't already have one. Let's keep it real. And even if you was just to get the DS that's backwards compatible with Game Boy games, even that would be expensive as all hell as well. So yeah. Basically the only way you're going to get it any cheaper than what Nintendo is currently charging for it on the Nintendo Switch eShop is if you either already own it on the Game Boy and you're playing it like that, or if you pirate it, which that's illegal. So yeah. But in terms of legally owning it, this is literally the cheapest option. So yes, people are overreacting. Now I can understand if they was to make a physical version of the game, release it, and then expect people to pay like $70 or $80 for it, like what they have with all their other, games. But that's not the case. At least not right now, anyway. Now, if that happens, yes, I'll understand the hate, I'll understand the backlash. But as of right now, people are just overreacting. $20 for a Pokemon game, especially when that's not some stupid little spin-off or whatever, I think that's actually really good. Like, look how much they were charging for that Pokemon Rescue Team or whatever it was called, or Let's Go Eevee, or Let's Go Pikachu, or, that, Poke, whatever game that was called, where they're taking pictures of the Pokemon. Again, look how much they're charging for those games. Those are the games that people should be freaking out about when it comes to the price tag. So, yeah. The old saying goes, though, haters gonna hate. I'm not a Nintendo fanboy, but I'm not a Nintendo hater either. I'm somewhere in between. And what I have come to realize when I've seen the amount of complaints and stuff I've seen regarding this latest Pokemon game or whatever that they released for $20, it's like, at this point, I'm going to put the Nintendo haters in the same boat that I'm putting the Nintendo fanboys in. And at the end of the day, it's like they're kind of brain dead, and there's no point in trying to go back and forth with them. Like, for real. So, yeah. Y'all take care. God bless and peace.